all of his mother.
That's what hurt more than anything. Because to deprive that little boy of that wonderful woman changed the whole trajectory of his life.
Changed the lives of so many. All it took was a single shot in a crowded parking lot on a Sunday evening.
That's all for now. I'm Lester Holt. Thanks for joining us.
Live on NBC 12, this is News Watch 12 at 10.
Good evening, I'm Jessica Jukich. We're learning more about the cause of Crandon School District's evacuation yesterday. Crandon School District was evacuated yesterday around 2 p.m. due to students and staff reportedly becoming ill due to an unknown reason. Today, Forest County Sheriff's Office is saying that the illness was the result of carbon monoxide inhalation. Oneida County and Wausau Hazmat were able to determine that a mechanical issue with the furnace caused the high levels of carbon monoxide in the school. Area hospitals reported that 39 patients received medical attention from this event, and of those 39, 2 had high levels of carbon monoxide. Classes were canceled today, but the school district is making an effort towards making the school safe again. There will be more information on when classes will reopen on the Crandon School District website. Conrad, this has been a week of warm weather.
I know, yeah, felt like spring, right?
It did.
But now get ready, Jessica, it's going to cool back down. It's going to feel like winter. We're talking 20s and 30s as high temperatures. For today, though, wow, another mild day. Temperatures back in the 50s. We did see some upper 40s in some spots. Overall, though, 50s made a return. Of course, now sun has set. We are cooling off back in the 40s all over the area. Low to mid 40s into Wisconsin. Even some upper 40s in some spots, especially into the western side of the state. Now, mild temperatures have been continuing all the way up into Canada as well. Denver, they have a fresh snowpack of around a foot of snow, so they are hovering in the 30s, of course, staying a little bit colder. Now, we're going to end up cooling off, but first we're going to get a little bit of rain and snow tonight, really late tonight, mainly into tomorrow morning, and then throughout the day on Saturday. So let's get ready for that. Nothing big, though, no strong rain. No, heavy snow at all. We are talking everything's going to be light, that rain and snow mix as well. Now, wind advisories have been posted up north, right up into Houghton. Of course, it is very windy up near Mount Bohemia. For now, though, get ready. We're going to cool back off, hovering in those mid to upper 30s. Jessica?
A former Northwoods Elementary School teacher accused of possessing child pornography will not go to trial next week as planned. After a series of motion hearings this week, 46-year-old Lucas Ashbrenner's trial will be moved to mid-August. Investigators found multiple images on his devices and online accounts in 2023. He'll be back in court in May for a motion hearing and a jury status hearing in July. Ashbrenner is currently free on a $25,000 cash bond, but cannot leave Oneida or Vilas County without approval and is not allowed to access the internet. The recent state legislative session is wrapped up, and because of divided government, neither side got all of what they wanted. Since Democrats control the governor's office and Republicans control legislature, there needs to be bipartisan support for any bill to become law. Both Rob Swearingen and Katrina Shanklin were proud to pass the shared revenue bill, boosting funding to local governments.
Clearly, shared revenue was a big deal for all the counties that have that extra 0.5% sales tax.
Shared revenue law updates were huge. Our communities across the state were grappling with not only referenda for police, fire, and EMS, but other things too, and they still are.
Another session of split government is all but guaranteed next year. While Democrats have a chance to win the assembly because of new legislative maps, the state Senate will almost certainly be kept by Republicans, and Democratic Governor Tony Evers is not up for re-election. Measles cases in the U.S. have reached a troubling benchmark. The CDC has reported 58 confirmed cases in 17 states. That's as many as all of last year. The most recent outbreak happened in Chicago with 12 cases this year. But for context, the U.S. saw 121 cases back in 2022. Those were confined to just 6 jurisdictions. In 2019, more than 1,200 cases were reported across 31 states. That's the most since 1992. The Lincoln County Economic Development Summit was held in Merrill today and yesterday, with childcare remaining the #1 hurdle to businesses and employees in the Northwoods. Organizer Elsa Duranzo outlined just how dire the situation has become.
The amount of childcare providers in the area, it's 13, when it used to be 36 approximately in 2019, I believe is when that number was at its highest.
Lincoln County Administrative Coordinator and keynote speaker at the summit, Renee Kruger, also detailed how prospective residents of the county are weighing the economic stability of the county in regards to both housing and child care.
And so when we look at individual household income and how people are spending their money, those are two key pieces that when we are recruiting people to move to Lincoln County or we're trying to retain businesses and employees, that are significant considerations for individuals.
Representatives from the Wisconsin Economic Development Corporation will be holding an information session on Thursday at the North Central Technical College campus in Antigo. The standard 6% realtor commission on buying or selling a home has come to an end due to a massive settlement between the National Association of Realtors and home sellers who had sued them for conspiring to keep agent commissions artificially inflated. The NAR, which represents more than 1 million realtors, has agreed to pay $418 million in damages. It's also agreed to new rules, one of which prevents sellers, brokers from setting buyers' agents' compensation. Critics say that the practice led brokers to push pricier homes on home buyers. They also said it drove housing prices higher because sellers would pay both their broker and the buyer's broker. Tiny homes have been constructed in Winnebago County to address the growing problem of homelessness. Nina Sperano introduces us to a woman who has moved into one of the homes and tells us how her life has changed.
Kasha Matushtak and her son have been through a lot.
The guy that I was seeing ended up, after I broke up with him, ended up coming back to my house and setting my house on fire. My 12-year-old son was in the house with me.
She says escaping her abuser in Milwaukee was an emergency.
We lost basically everything.
After bouncing from shelter to shelter, Kasha wanted a safe place to start over. She found the Tiny House Village in Oshkosh. This collection of 32 tiny homes, each less than 400 square feet, but with all the comfort and support a family experiencing homelessness needs.
We're the first with families in the nation that we know of.
Julie Dumke, co-founder of the Oshkosh Community Kids Foundation, says the village is a way to reimagine homeless shelters for families.
For us, it's all about supporting the kids and giving the kids a chance, and we have to help the parents in order sometimes to do that.
According to Winnebago County, there are as many as 225 homeless children in Oshkosh.
The other part about Winnebago County is there are a lot of rural areas, and I would say hidden homelessness is happening there.
Each family receives rent support and a caseworker to help with finances, finding jobs, and counseling.
Do you feel safe here? Absolutely. Oh, absolutely. I don't even know how to express my gratitude for it.
For the first time in a long time, feeling safe at home for her and her son.
Are you seeing him grow? Have you seen him improve since you've been here?
Oh my God, yes. He's actually putting his remotes down from video games, and he's like, I'm going outside. Like that has never happened before. He was always either on his phone, on his computer, on his video games. Now he's like, who's outside?
For Kasha, this tiny village is one big family.
They make you feel like you're part of something, like you belong somewhere, like you have a team of literally angels behind you.
Coming up, cleanup is underway after tornadoes touch down in 2 states. And a new Eagle River store has everything crafters need. We'll have a look at Shepherd's Wool after Weather with Conrad right here on Newswatch 12.
Come to Carpet City Flooring Center's biggest sale and receive $300, $600, or even $1,000 of savings on all hard surface flooring products, such as vinyl plank, tile, hardwood, or receive free carpet installation. That's right, savings on all hard surfaces up to $1,000 or free carpet installation. See why contractors and designers only choose Carpet City Flooring Center for their flooring needs at the biggest sale.
Our prices will floor you.
Imagine yourself in a new Toyota.
Wow.
Yeah.
I love it.
Whoa.
Oh, hey.
Hey.
What are we, Steve?
Winners.
I love you.
Right now, you can get 3.99% APR for 60 months on a new 2024 Camry. Visit Toyota.com to learn more.
Ready, set, go get your Toyota today.
Toyota, let's go places.
Marco Polo! Marco Polo! Marco? Polo? Marco? Polo?
Get lost in the biggest showroom in the USA. We will beat any deal by $500. Then power your new boat with Suzuki Outboards. 3 giant showrooms of boats, pontoons, and Suzuki Outboards only at American Marine, Shawano.
Northland Basement Systems is the all things basementy company. Basement waterproofing, basement finishing, basement structural repair, humidity and mold control, and nasty crawl spaces too. When it comes to basement solutions, nobody does it better than we do. Since 1991, homeowners just like you in the Northland have trusted Northland Basement Systems for all things basementy in their homes. Call Northland Basement Systems today to schedule a free home evaluation.
And welcome back, folks. Lots of severe weather down south. Texas still has some severe thunderstorm watches that have been posted. Unfortunately, of course, there were a couple tornadoes that were spawned in Ohio as well. Does not look good. Of course, they are cleaning up now. For our area, we are in the clear, no severe weather. We are looking at a little bit of rain, a little bit of snow moving in overnight, mainly throughout the day tomorrow, with this little clipper system right here. That's going to continue to move down south. Not a big one at all. Definitely has a little bit of moisture with it, but everything we're going to have tomorrow morning and then throughout the day on Saturday, this is going to be very light and very scattered once again. Temperature-wise, though, we're going to continue to stick around in those 30s for tomorrow. So, of course, a little bit of snow on the back end as well, with that lake effect snow mainly right up into the UP, Ashland, Iron counties as well, into Marquette, Houghton. You're finally going to get in on a little bit of snow moving on in Saturday and then into the day on Sunday. Now, liquid equivalent precipitation, barely anything, just a trace here in town, maybe a little tiny bit more than a trace. A lot more, of course, right up that belt, right? That snow belt's up north, the lake effect snow belt. We got the UP, of course, getting in a good amount of snow. Nothing heavy, though. A few inches will be possible into northern UP. Now, we are in a drought. We all need some type of precipitation, right? Anything, we need it. More of a severe drought here in the Northwoods, right up into the UP as well. And then more of a lighter drought, we'll say more of a moderate drought into central Wisconsin, even closer to Fort McCoy, La Crosse area, just north of Madison. There's still a little bit more of a moderate drought. Now, temperature-wise, though, we were in the 50s, right? Look at this, 52 in Tomahawk, 51 in Merrill, Mosinee was at 50, 54 in Stevens Point, Shawano, and Green Bay, both around 55 degrees here in town. We hit 50 degrees earlier today, like we were thinking. Of course, not close to record highs. Record high 65 degrees 12 years ago. We did not get anywhere near that. Look at this, 15 below zero back in 1956, and almost 12 hours of sunlight. Very close to that. A couple of more days, and then by beginning of next week, we're going to have exactly 12 hours of sunlight. How exciting, right? Let's go. And then a lot more to come. Now, temperatures are going to be cold Sunday into Monday, and then we're going to stick around back still in the 30s. So near average to slightly actually below average temperatures by next week. So finally, cooler weather and more of a consistent cooler weather temperature trend will be here at least the next week, probably a week and a half, and then it'll start to warm back up. Now, feels like temperatures, we're going to have to talk about those Sunday and then into Monday. Once again, it's going to feel very cold, might actually feel colder than actual 9 or 7 degrees Sunday into Monday. Much better by Tuesday. Right now, though, winds are pretty light. Some spots, though, have some gusty winds. Phillips is at 14 miles per hour for a sustained wind, 10 in Arbor Vitae, Eagle River, Manitowish Waters, and Glyden at 10 miles per hour. We're going to continue to see a breeze overnight. Tomorrow, we're going to see some gusty winds. And then once again for Sunday, we're going to continue to see wind gusts around 25, even up to 30 miles per hour. For tonight, though, mid to upper 30s, right? We're going to see those increasing clouds, scattered rain and snow showers. It's going to be very light and scattered, and a west-southwest breeze gusting up to 30 miles per hour. And then for tomorrow, though, we're looking at upper 30s, and then we're going to continue to cool off throughout the day. Mainly cloudy skies and some scattered rain and snow showers will be possible as well. Our 7-day outlook brought to you by Northwoods Furniture Mattress does show lake effect snow flurries on Sunday for St. Patty's Day. Enjoy that. And then we stay cool the rest of this week. Jessica?
The Wisconsin DNR is warning of high fire danger this weekend. They're asking the public to avoid burning of any kind after drought-like conditions across the state. Oneida, Lincoln, Forest, Langlade, and Marathon County are experiencing very high fire danger. The lack of rainfall, low humidity, and breezy conditions is increasing the weekend's fire danger risk. The DNR has responded to more than 80 wildfires across Wisconsin, burning 182 acres the past week. Destructive and deadly tornadoes tore through parts of the Midwest Thursday night. More than half a dozen tornadoes have been reported across 6 states. In Indiana and Ohio, the National Weather Service says 2 EF3 tornadoes were reported. Ivan Rodriguez is in Ohio tracking the damage.
That is a huge tornado. Wow!
Powerful and deadly tornadoes tearing through parts of Indiana and Ohio Thursday, leaving behind a path of destruction.
It's unbelievable. I've never seen anything this bad.
One of the hardest hit areas was Logan County, Ohio, outside of Columbus.
I started hearing something to sound like a freight train, and I said, Greg, that's a tornado. We got to get in there now.
Blaine Schmidt says he and his neighbor Greg took cover in one of his bathrooms. When the storm was over, this is all that was left out of Blaine's home and their neighborhood.
We're just thankful to be alive.
The destructive storms leaving at least 3 people dead and injuring dozens of others.
This time we would like to have a moment of silence for our Laker community.
Friday afternoon, Ohio leaders mourning those who lost their lives in the storm.
Our heart goes out to all the families that are trying to put things back together. And certainly for those who have been injured and those who have died.
The tornadoes in Ohio were part of a larger system that impacted areas from Texas to Pennsylvania Thursday night. And the storm threat isn't over yet. 30 million people from Texas to South Carolina are under the threat for severe weather Friday. In Logan County, Ohio, I'm Ivan Rodriguez.
Very sad. Thank you, Ivan. Wisconsin basketball shut lights out earlier this week, but could they keep their hot streak going in the Big Ten tournament? Drew Chelly will have the highlights from the Badgers taking on Northwestern.
See your local Northern Wisconsin and UP Ski-Doo dealers.
Oh, hey. With Zeem, you can stream free local TV from all over the country. Zeem speaks for itself. It really doesn't need a celebrity spokesperson, but they promised me I could do this. Zeem. Always local, always free.
Wanted. Listings. It is still a seller's market. If properly priced, you may get multiple offers. Call Bob Coleman with 33 years of expertise selling in the Northwoods. He is an agent you can trust. Earning your business is the goal.
At Len's Truck, we're all trucks all the time. Nobody has a better selection of used trucks. At Len's Truck, we buy more, we sell more, and you save more. Buy now and get the highest trade-in value ever at Len's. Go to lenstruck.com. You'll find over 800 of the best used trucks money can buy.
Len's Truck. Len's Truck. We got the trucks at Len's Truck.
So, all of us are here to talk about trading. Right now at US Cellular, you can get a new phone without having to trade in your old one.
Trade you my PB&J for that phone.
No, kid, you don't have to trade. See? $830 off any phone at US Cellular. No trade-in needed.
You drive a hard bargain. Boom. Chocolate milk.
You don't have to trade.
I'll take the chocolate milk.
Okay.
Get $830 off any phone. No trade-in needed. US Cellular. Built for us.
Coming up on News Watch 12 today, we'll be joined by Kate Heidemann for another edition of Race Watch 12.
Always a fun segment to watch, right? But meanwhile, though, 30s and 40s next week as we dry out. Morning to on your Monday from 5 to 7 a.m.
Wisconsin Badgers were in action this afternoon against Northwestern in the Big Ten quarterfinals. They had a big day yesterday, hitting 16 threes against Maryland, and if that shooting could continue today, they would move on to play the Purdue Boilermakers in tomorrow's semifinal round.
Young ladies and young men.
Starting the first half, Northwestern up 7. Bowie for 3. He knocks it down. Actually up 8. That put them up 11. They lead by double digits. But back come the Badgers. Max Klesmit for 3. He connects. That would trim the lead down to 3. The Badgers would actually lead by 4 going into the break. Now in the second half, this is where Wisconsin took control. A.J. Storr for 3. He hits it. Badgers go up by double digits for the first time all day. Just under 4 minutes to go. Stephen Crowell, the exclamation point, slams it home. Badgers win this one 70-61. They will take on Purdue in tomorrow's Big Ten semifinal. Marquette Golden Eagles were also in action today. They took on Providence in the semifinal of the Big East tournament. Marquette once again without All-American Tyler Kolek. The winner of this one off to the championship game where they will take on the top-seeded UConn Huskies. Marquette was rolling early in this one. Cam Jones finds Osho Ighodaro, and the big man slams it home. Eagles up 17 early. Providence would battle back, however. Rich Barron for 3. He connects. Marquette led by 11 at halftime. Second half, after a missed layup, usually missed layups aren't good. This one worked out perfectly. Norman kicks out to Chase Ross, who hits the 3 plus the foul. They turn 2 into a 4-point play. Marquette up 14. Providence would make a run, but the Eagles held it off. Jones on the drive. He scores. Marquette wins 79-68. They are off to the Big East championship game. The biggest news of Packers free agency was the shakeup in the running back room. The team said goodbye to 7-year veteran Aaron Jones and welcomed in from the Las Vegas Raiders, Josh Jacobs. Today, the team made the signing of Jacobs' 4-year, $48 million contract official. The newest Packer has big shoes to fill coming in to replace Jones in the backfield, and he got himself a lot of money to do it. The Packers clearly wanted a younger lead back, and they got it in the 26-year-old Jacobs, the 2022 NFL rushing champion. He was in Green Bay today for the first time and spoke to the media. And when asked why Green Bay, it was the chance to play with the Packers' young core.
Young quarterback, young skill guys, good offensive line. I mean, so for a running back, you can't load the box. And when you do, you still got guys that can move people around. I think that's the thing that kind of excited me the most.
The newest Packer already has plenty of suggestions for Matt LaFleur on how he should be used out on the field.
I was talking to Coach about that actually yesterday, and I was telling him, man, I feel like I want to catch it a little more. I feel like, I didn't get to show that as much as I would like. So that's definitely something, the conversation that we had.
While there's a new face starting at running back, a familiar one is coming back to Green Bay. Running back A.J. Dillon has announced that he will be re-signing with the Packers and he will return on a 1-year deal. The former second-round pick out of Boston College has spent the last 4 years with the Packers. Through 4 years in Green Bay, Dillon has rushed for over 2,000 yards and has scored 16 touchdowns. He now returns to back up Jacobs after 4 years in the backfield alongside Aaron Jones. We'll be right back after the break.
The Lucky Streak sale is on now at Furniture and Appliance Mart. We're offering our biggest savings on top brand appliances. Save up to $2,000 instantly on 4-piece kitchen packages. Plus low monthly payments with up to 60 months special financing at Furniture and Appliance Mart.
Is a new roof on your spring to-do list? Hi, I'm Paul, owner of Overhead Solutions. Now is a great time to think ahead and secure a spot for that replacement on our schedule. Go ahead and call our competitors, but before you sign on that dotted line, call Overhead Solutions. I believe our high quality and fair price can beat our competition.
Call Overhead Solutions for a free roof estimate.
Remember, don't overpay. Call Overhead. Overhead Solutions.
Elegant, the water wizard of Oz.
Get an 11% rebate on everything at Menards. Why settle for a plain ceiling when Menards carries stylish and durable ceiling tile options? Armstrong ceiling tiles offer a variety of styles that are easy to install. Get the Brighton 2x2 ceiling tile for only $339 each after rebate. We offer a great in-stock selection of utility lighting. Ready to take home today. Get a 2-pack of 2x4 LED panels for $99.99 after 11% rebate.
Save big money at Menards.
We forge steel bars that hold up bridges, propel ships, and send rockets into space.
But for years, China's been lowballing their prices, so it's been tough to compete.
We can't let China steal Wisconsin jobs, so I wrote a law to require American infrastructure projects use American iron and steel.
Tammy Baldwin got President Trump to sign her Made in America bill.
And then she got President Biden to make it permanent.
I'm Tammy Baldwin. I approve this message.
Tammy Baldwin has our back.
Who doesn't love ice cream? Enter the Birthday Club contest at WJFW.com for your chance to win a free single scoop of ice cream from the country store of Eagle River. Watch Newswatch 12 today, Monday through Friday, to see the lucky winner of the day.
The Lucky Streak sale is on now at Furniture and Appliance Mart. We're offering our biggest savings on top brand appliances. Save up to $2,000 instantly on 4-piece kitchen packages. Plus low monthly payments with up to 60 months special financing at Furniture and Appliance Mart.
Welcome back. A new business in Eagle River held its grand opening today. Shepherd's Wool offers a wide variety of craft supplies to anyone looking for a fun new hobby. Owner Terry Schaefer hopes people will enjoy it as much as she does.
Well, we offer a lot of wool fabric and wool-related items. We have wool that's off the bolt, cut and pre-washed, or you can buy it off the bolt for sewing or for other wool and craft projects.
Terry said she also offers hand dye and specialty wools that she dyes herself, as well as other craft options like rug hooking, wood applique, punch needle embroidery, and much more. She will also hold monthly classes at Shepherd's Wool to teach her crafts. The schedule for those classes, as well as store information, is available online at shepherds-wool.com.
Newswatch 12's Big Old Fish is brought to you by Kurt's Island Sports Shop in Minocqua.
You're going to need a bigger boat.
Why was the fish studying so hard? Well, it wanted to go to fin fishing school, of course. All right, well, let's get on with this week's Big Old Fish. We start off with Ben Marquardt. Now, he says here that the Lucky Hodag hat is what got her done when this giant 15.5-inch crappie inhaled a medium shiner below a tip-up. Well, I can't really dispute that. You've got the photo proof of that 15.5-inch crappie, which is, in fact, a big old fish. Way to go, Ben. Keep on reeling them in. Next up on this week's Big Old Fish, we have Denise Van Strooydonk. Now, apparently Crazy Hat Day paid off well because she also caught a 14-inch slab on a tip down. 14 inches, crappie? Again, there's no disputing it. That is, in fact, one big old fish, Denise. Way to go. Keep on reeling them in. And finally, on this week's Big Old Fish, we have Joan Pond. Now, she says this big pike hit a panfish jig and waxworm on an ultralight jig pole. Now, she also goes on to say that after 3 good runs, he finally put his nose in the hole just enough for a great gaff job by, and I quote, PC. Finally, she says that this slob measured in at 35 inches. Well, I'm not so sure about the pike's self-esteem after being called a slob, but that is in fact one big old fish. Way to go, Joan. Keep on reeling them in. All right, fishermen and women, make sure to keep those trophy pictures coming. All the information you need to be in a future episode of Big Old Fish and win a Northern Taxidermy fish meal is on our website, WJFW.com. And remember, anglers, fish on.
Washington has become corrupt. Career politicians sell themselves to special interests and end up working for them and not you. I've worked hard, been fortunate. I don't need their special interest money, and I won't take it. If you decide to elect me as your next senator, I'll donate my entire salary to a Wisconsin charity every year. I'm Eric Hovde. I can't be bought, and I'll put you and our country first. I approve this message.
Today, it seems everyone can be their own service technician thanks to the internet. From servicing their own cars and engines to home remodels and projects, people are trying a little of everything. Here at Maher Water Corporation, we employ nationally certified and factory-trained technicians to keep your water treatment systems working to their full lives. We will treat you like our own family.
So if you want us to service your equipment, give us a call. But if you're the fix-it-yourself kind of person, we'll enjoy your funny video clips.
9 million acres of forest, 1,700 miles of continuous shoreline, 4,300 lakes, 12,000 miles of streams, more than 300 waterfalls, 15 counties, 2 time zones, and 1 area code. Welcome to the Upper Peninsula. Welcome to 906 Outdoors. For your connection to the UP, watch 906 Outdoors Saturday mornings at 7:30.
Planning an exciting outdoor excursion? You need the app from the weather team you can rely on. The WJFW Weather Watch app, featuring hourly and daily forecasts, high-resolution imagery, and opt-in push alerts to let you know when severe weather approaches. With all these features, you'll know the best days to cast a line or when it will be perfect to explore the wilderness. The WJFW Weather Watch app is available in your app store now. Weather Watch 12, from where you live. How many times have you searched the same thing? What to make for dinner, kid-friendly meals, easy party food. Stop searching and look no further than the Mr. Food Test Kitchen with new recipes every day on Newswatch 12 Today and Newswatch 12 at 6. The Test Kitchen has you covered for every meal, snack, and craving. Now, how many ways can you say, ooh, it's so good? Mr. Food Test Kitchen, brought to you by Golden Carrot Jewelers and Rhinelander Cafe and Pub.
Builder Service. We are your hometown hardware store. Plumbing, electrical, paint, automotive, keys, tools, lawn and garden. We're more than just a lumberyard. Highway 45 in Elko.
And get ready, folks. A little bit of rain and snow will be back in the area in just a few hours by tomorrow. So for Saturday, we are looking at a little bit of a rain and snow mix, and then some lake effect snow flurries possible by Sunday, mainly up in the UP, of course. They're going to get the heavier snow. We're looking at maybe up to ½ an inch of snow here in town, mainly on the back end. So we're talking tomorrow night into Sunday when temperatures are going to be a lot colder. But look at this trend. It finally feels like winter, right? Sunday and Monday, we're going to be cold, and then still hovering slightly below average.
It's not time to put away those boots and winter coat just yet.
Not yet, guys. Not yet.
Thanks, Conrad. Have a great weekend. We'll see you back here on Monday.
Big bloomin' deals all over the store during our huge spring home sale at Slumberland Furniture. Up to 50% off list means big savings. Brighten up your spring with Adirondack chairs in 5 colors. Update your living room for just $445. Relax, recline, and save as low as $249. Save up to 50% on select Temper-Adapt floor models, plus so much more, like totally free shipping with no minimum. Shop now at the big spring home sale at Slumberland Furniture.
America, it's a 24/7 kind of place. And that's where Ford Escape comes in, the ultimate getaway vehicle. With available driver assist technologies like pre-collision assist with automatic emergency braking and Bliss with cross-traffic alert to help you get away from it all, even when you're right in the middle of it. You got this with Ford Escape. Choose FlexBuy on Escape with 0% APR financing for 66 months, plus $1,500 FlexBuy cash. See your Wisconsin Ford dealer.
The Diocese of La Crosse televised Mass, Sundays at 6:30 a.m. on this station. Please join Bishop Callahan and the priests and faithful of the diocese Sunday mornings at 6:30 a.m.
Marco! Polo! Marco! Polo! Marco? Polo? Marco? Polo?
Get lost in the biggest showroom in the USA. We will beat any deal by $500. Then power your new boat with Suzuki Outboards. 3 giant showrooms of boats, pontoons, and Suzuki Outboards only at American Marine, Shawano.
Get the most out of the winter ski season with Newswatch 12 Ski and Board Report. Find the latest slope conditions for ski hills across northern Wisconsin and the UP. On air and online. Brought to you